Hello, everyone. My name is Lee. I'm here today with Brennan Sim, the Vice President at EB5 United. So we're going to talk about our EB5 offering, the Montage Hotel and Residences project today. So, hi, Brennan. Thank you for being connected with us today.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Hey, so we're getting a lot of inquiries from our agents and investors with regard to the COVID-19 issues. So they're worrying about that this pandemic may, affect the business, also affect their project. We want to get some answers from your side on, how this COVID-19 will affect this industry. Also, how will it affect our project?
Okay. Well, it can have a major effect in the EB5 industry. When you're looking at different projects in the market, you can look through the capital stack and the construction progress and really get a better sense of whether there's going to be an issue short-term or long-term. But you're looking at a place where we're in an environment that's difficult to get money liquidated. So there's going to be less EB5 investors coming in. You want to make sure that the projects are fully financed with or without the EB5, and make sure that the other forms of capital coming into the project are there. If a developer's committed a certain amount of equity to a deal, hopefully that money's still coming in. So it is an uncertain time for a lot of groups. So what we try to do is mitigate these problems and structure deals that can survive this issue, and we feel like we've done that.
Okay, all right. So when structuring EB5 deals, what are the protections you implement to prepare for uncertain times?
Well, EB5 investors, they want a couple things. They want a green card, they want a green card, they want a green card, and then they want their money back. And so when we're structuring deals, we have that in mind. We want to make sure that we're covering the immigration risks, so creating all of the jobs. But from a financial standpoint, there's a laundry list of things that we are implementing into the structure of our deals to make sure that these deals are going to be successful, whether we raise the EB5 money or not, and whether there's an issue like a COVID-19 pandemic or not. We want to make sure that our investors are getting their green card and getting their money back. The most important thing that we do is we work with developers that are very high net worth developers that guarantee the completion of our projects. As well, we have developers who are putting in on average about 50% equity into the project. That means if you have $100 million, you build a building for $100 million and it devalues by 50%, we're loaning only 50% and the developer's putting the other 50. So if it devalues by 50%, we're not losing any money as EB5 investors. So the way that we make the capital structure in our deals is designed to be in the benefit of the EB5 investors and secure that investment. We also provide I-526 guarantees along with the completion guarantee that I talked about from the developer. So you're going to get paid back if your I-526 was denied. And really just having all of the financing in place. We make sure that all of our developer equity is committed and available before the deal starts. We make sure that we're already under construction before we're raising the EB5. And all of this is just designed to protect the capital of the EB5 investors.
Yeah, so you were mentioning that your project, the developer has put in 50% of their own equity into the project, right? So I know most of the developers, they don't want to put all of their own money into the project. This is indeed a very, very good point of our project, I think. Okay, so in regard to the Montage project, how has COVID-19 affected the project and what is to expect for the future?
Well, luckily I wake up every day and I check my pulse and it's still around 58 beats per minute. And I rest easy because we haven't had any issues at the construction site. So the project is in Montana. We wanted a rural project because it assures our investors that they're going to have TEA status. And we're in a state where it's the third least populated state in America. And so we're in a place that construction has not stopped. The financing is still 100% in place. and we haven't seen any construction delays to date. So far, we have not had any issues. We don't have any forecasted major issues. And so we're looking towards a bright future, and we're hoping to open this hotel in the end of 2021, which by that time, hopefully we have a vaccine. And we're in a place where people are going to go ski if they want to go ski. So it's going to be a great project.
Yeah, that's really amazing, because we know, most of the states in the America, the construction already stopped because of the COVID-19. But our project, the construction haven't stopped, right?
Correct.
Okay, so where do Montage investors currently stand financially?
So currently the project is fully financed, and the developer to date has put in $126 million. So they've spent a total of $176 million. So around $50 million has come in from the bank and from EB5, and the other 126 has been put up by the developer. They put the first $100 million into the deal. So we're in a very, very comfortable position. We already have exemplar approval, which means the project's already approved for EB5. So our investors only have to have their source of funds approved, which is what their attorney does for them. And then we also have 39 residences at this property. We've already sold 19 of them for $141 million. And that money was earmarked to pay back the senior loan from First Republic Bank for $145 million. We already have $141 million of sales. We'll be continuing those sales. And the great thing about this project and Montage is its connection to the Yellowstone Club, and its members, are mainly billionaires and celebrities. And so there's only about 150 slots left in the Yellowstone Club. They only are going to allow around 950 members. And so they have vetted and gone through the financials of about 4 to 5 times more people that qualify to buy here than they have membership spaces available in the club. So it becomes a very recession-resistant deal in the sense that we have people who are coming in to purchase homes that definitely have the money, whether it's during COVID-19 or not, to be able to make these purchases. So from the standpoint we're at right now, most of our investors are very comfortable, and we have a lot of equity behind us, and we feel like we're in a very safe position.
Okay, sorry, you were talking about a Yellowstone Club. So how is this club connected with our project? Because I know Yellowstone Club is not located in Montage, right? With our project. It's
adjacent, so you can, throw a rock there. But it's just slightly about a 10-minute drive into the center of the Yellowstone Club, or you can ski directly from Montage. You can take a lift directly up the mountain, and then there's a way to ski over back into YC. But if you buy a home in Montage, it allows you to join the Yellowstone Club. It's the only place outside of the Yellowstone Club limits that you can do that. The average price in the Yellowstone Club is $7 million, over $7 million a house. You then have to pay $400,000 to join the club, and then the base fees every year are $44,000 plus a $12,000 assessment fee plus an additional assessment fee. Most people are paying $75,000 to $100,000 a year to be a member there. So the types of members that we have is just on a different level financially than anything that you're going to find elsewhere. And the great thing about the hotel portion of this is these members, they cannot rent out these homes they can't Airbnb them out to other people. So when it's busy ski season, and when you have a lot of people, if you want to have weddings, if you want to have corporate events, there's no space to house these people. And so there's people's families and friends want to come and want to join for these types of events, and they don't have space. There has been one hotel built in all of Big Sky, Montana in the last 15 years. And it's a Residence Inn that was built by the same developer, and it doesn't compete with this project at all. So we're in a space that's very in need of hospitality and in need of the specific amenities that Montage provides to the Yellowstone Club members.
See, okay. So because if you buy a condo at our project, then you can get membership at Yellowstone Club. So can I say that's why we already sold 19 condos?
It's a big reason why, yes. It's in these sales, by the way, are not advertised. You can't, the developer does not have realtors out pushing these. It's all pretty much word of mouth. They have the main clientele come from the West Coast and then New York City. Lots of big tech guys in the Bay Area, as well as Seattle and down in Los Angeles area. You have a ton of Hollywood that's all up there. And then coming from New York. And it's really all word of mouth. The word spreads quickly in these communities about this deal. And you know, the first EB5 project at Yellowstone Club, the money was successfully raised and repaid to the investors on time, February 21st of 2020. And they sold 48 condos for over $400 million in that deal. Very similarly. So it's a very unique niche clientele that we're dealing with, and it allows us a kind of unique recession resistant deal. A lot of these people buying these residences at Montage are existing members buying a second home. They just want to pass a membership down to a second child. They can only pass it to one. So it's quite an experience. I really would, you know, for investors, whether they come before investing or if they wanted to come check it out, you know, after they move to the States, it's quite the sight to see.
Okay, great. Okay, so Brandon, we all know that EB5 is a risk program. So all the EB5 projects have different risks. So have any of the immigration risks been mitigated with our project?
Yes. So in risk, you're looking at immigration risk and financial risk. On the immigration side, you really, when you file your I-526, you need to worry about your source of funds and whether the project gets approval. Well, we already have project exemplar approval. So you just need to worry about your source of funds, which you mitigate that risk by teaming with a great immigration attorney and a great immigration agency. And they help you with that process. The other side of the immigration risk is creating 10 jobs, which at Montage, we've already created all the jobs for all of the investors. It's a very unique position to be in, investing with all of those risks mitigated up front. Then you're looking at the financial risk. So where are we standing? We already have 19 residences sold for $141 million. We have a $145 million senior loan, construction loan. So we already have the money from the condo sales to be able to repay the bank at the end of construction. Well, we have one more sale and then we will have over $145 million. So that puts us in a very, very safe position because the entire hotel and all the rest of the unsold units are all collateral to the EB5 investors. And so what will happen is the residences, the sales, the money from that will pay back the bank, and EB5 will move into first position on the property. If anything happens to the loan and it's defaulted on, we take over the asset from the developer and we can sell it, run it, do anything that we need to do to make sure that we get the money back from the developer. So we're in a very safe position from an immigration standpoint and from an investment standpoint for our investors.
Okay, that's great. So we understand that the construction hasn't been affected, but what makes Montage unique as the whole world battles COVID-19?
There's a few things that make it very unique, and one of them's timing. Honestly, sometimes it's better to be lucky than smart. And we have a project that's expected to complete at the end of 2021, which is a time when the world is expecting to have had a mass-produced vaccine by then. And it's also in a place where you have a billionaire and celebrity clientele that is going to have the money to go on a ski trip. And if they want to go on a ski trip, they're going to do it. Versus you're looking at projects in New York, you're looking at projects in Miami, you have to think, are people actually going to make business trips to New York for the rest of this year? Are they, even after the COVID clears up, so many more people are doing things online. Are people really going to be spending that much money to go to Manhattan and do business meetings in the city where it costs you $500 a night for a hotel room, for a cheap hotel room? So we're in a very unique position with a unique clientele that really puts us in a place that is very resistant to recession, is very resistant to the issues coming on with COVID-19. And then on top of that, because we wanted a rural project to assure our investors TEA status, we are also in a place that's not densely populated and has not been hit hard by COVID-19, and we haven't had to stop construction. So overall, we have a very clear path to completion of the hotel. We have not had any delays. We don't foresee any, but if we did, we still are in a very safe position with 50% developer equity behind us. And that's something we've continued to do throughout our last few deals. And it's why we all go to sleep easy at night, knowing that our investors are protected by the structure of our offerings.
Okay, so you were mentioning that our project is located in a rural TA. Why do you think choosing a project located in a rural TA at this point is important?
It's simply certainty. We know that we have a population under 20,000 and we're not in a metropolitan statistical area, so we know we'll be in a TEA. When you're relying on an urban deal with using a high unemployment TEA, you're relying on unemployment rates, and those are fluctuating at a very high pace with COVID-19. So simply put, we just want to provide TEA certainty to our investors. That's why we structured this deal. And we wanted to bring a product in a rural area that could compete with deals in any city in America.
Okay. Thank you for your time, Brennan. So we really appreciate it. So before we end this meeting today, do you want to give the investors a summary of our project and why, is our project a good choice at this moment?
All right. Yes, no problem. So from an immigration standpoint, we have exemplar and I-526 approval, so the project's approved. The 10 jobs are created for all the investors. So we've mitigated the immigration risks that we can mitigate. From the financial perspective, construction remains. It has not stopped. We don't expect it to stop due to COVID-19. And a big part of this is the financing is all fully funded. We have all the financing in place, even without the EB5. We have a bridge lender that is has put a bridge loan facility available if we didn't raise all the EB5 money. So we have all the financing for this project. We have 50% developer equity behind us. We're in a very safe position from an immigration and from an investment standpoint.
Okay, great. Thank you again for your time today. I hope this offers some, confidence to our investors into our project. So, okay.
All right.
So thank you, and wish you all the best there.
All right. Thanks.
Okay.
You too.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.